Hey guys, Ghost here. So today we're talking Battlefield 2042 UI changes. Yes, that's right, over the past week or two, the leaked alpha gameplay has been the talk of the town, and most of you, at least if you wanted to, have probably already seen some of it floating around on Reddit and YouTube. However, what you may not have seen is footage of somebody going over some of the available options and the UI changes with the playtest build, some of which are new to Battlefield and some that will help give you a clue as to how well the game will run on your PC system or console. So firstly, let's talk about the death screen. So normally in a Battlefield game, it generally shows you what loadout the person had who killed you, how many times you've killed them, and how many times they've killed you, their dog tag, emblem, and things of that nature. So these pictures that I'm about to show you are from a screenshot from somebody during the alpha test who is currently dead, and they've added two new panels on the right side of the screen which I think are great additions. So the first one here shows you your kills, assists, deaths, and then also some stuff for objective play like captured objectives, defended objectives, and the all-important revives, so you can finally shame those players who never even bother. You know who you are. Then the second panel actually shows some of the different ribbons and what you need to do to acquire them, although currently it doesn't seem to show your progress towards the next ribbon or the total count. Just a reminder though that this stuff is probably not final since this is just from an alpha build. Next, over on the left side of the screen, you get this panel showing you a little more in-depth information about the current state of the game, and it actually displays the ticket deficit for not only the sector control or your team's objective control of the map, but also how many tickets each team has lost from soldiers dying or the total deaths. I think that's always been a part of Battlefield Conquest that wasn't always blindingly obvious unless you were told. You bleed the enemy's tickets down by holding more objectives, but they also lose one ticket for every time somebody dies. Alright, moving on, let's get into some of the game options. So Battlefield 2042 has a new hit indicator noise for headshots, kills, and regular damage. And here we can see that these noises will likely be changeable in the audio options. Now, this isn't a new feature per se. If I remember correctly, in Battlefield 5, you could also select the slightly older Battlefield 1 hit indicator noises if you preferred those. But this makes me wonder how many different selections we'll have in Battlefield 2042, especially since Portal is going to be part of the game. Although, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the first game to actually have those pinging hit indication noises was Battlefield 1. I'm honestly one of those players who goes through almost every option before I really get stuck into the game, so I can't wait to get the beta and have a good rummage around. Alright, and finally we have some video options. So before the playtest went live, somebody posted the leaked recommended requirements for the playtest, and this is a little comparison, okay, of the Battlefield 5 requirements versus Battlefield 2042 alpha playtest requirements. And as you'll notice, they're pretty similar. Same CPU for both AMD and Intel, and even the same GPU for AMD as well, with the Nvidia GPU only jumping up from a 1060 for BF5 to a 2060 for 2042. Battlefield 5 was definitely massively taxing on your CPU, so to see the same CPU requirement there for 2042 is kind of a surprise, and that signifies that Battlefield 2042 is probably running on a similar version of the Frostbite engine as Battlefield 5 was. So here are the in-game video options from the playtest, and for anybody who has played Battlefield 5, you'll notice that they are almost identical as far as I can tell. Now, it is important to keep in mind that whilst these are the recommended requirements for the playtest, that doesn't mean that you won't need a beefier rig to play the proper game when it releases. However, I honestly wouldn't expect the final requirements to be that much higher than what you see for the playtest. I think that this is also a good thing for console players too. You know, if you've played Battlefield 5 on PS4 or Xbox One, for example, then you can probably expect a similar experience playing the new Battlefield 2042 on those platforms as well. So that's it for today, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed, have a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.